Unit 2, Poetry. I felt a funeral in my brain, written by Emily Dickinson. Author introduction. Emily Elizabeth Dickinson, is an American poet. She has since been regarded as one of the most important figures in American poetry, and his lifespan is 10th December 1832, 15th May 1886, and his birthplace is America. My dear students, let us see the summary of I Felt a Funeral in My Brain, which was written by Emily Elizabeth Dickinson. Summary. The summary of I Felt a Funeral in My Brain, which was written by Emily Dickinson, are as follows below. I Felt a Funeral in My Brain is a poem that in part presents the impending mental collapse of its speaker, a collapse that Dickinson likens to the rituals of the funeral to ultimately explore the figurative death of the speaker's sanity. Theme. The theme of the poem is mental suffering. My dear students, I repeat, the theme of I Felt a Funeral in My Brain is mental suffering. The image of a funeral taking place in one's brain is an image of mental trauma. In this poem, the narrator is not simply imagining a funeral that she is viewing and hearing from a distance. It feels literally as if a funeral is occurring in her head, on her brain. The poem I Felt a Funeral in My Brain by Emily Dickinson is in the form of an allegory, a tale with a literal level and one or more symbolic levels. The funeral is an exterior structure that gives coherence to the speaker's mental state. Dickinson uses capital letters for the words she wishes to personify as if they were proper nouns, actual beings. The funeral is capitalized because it is as if it is a separate being that she is encountering. The speaker uses the word race to show that he or she and silence are from the same culture or group. They are the same. It is a separate being she wishes to personify as if they were proper nouns, actual beings. Dickinson uses the metaphor of a funeral to represent the speaker's sense that a part of her is dying. That is, her reason is being overwhelmed by the irrationality of the consciousness. A funeral is an appropriate image for the ordeal. The most obvious connotation with a funeral is death.